He stole every idea, claimed every victory, and when the promotion finally came, they didn't even say his name. What happened in that boardroom? This is a story about Marcus Kane, a man who built his career on other people's work. But success built on lies has a foundation made of sand, and one day, the ground beneath him began to crack. Marcus Kane wasn't always ruthless. He started at Hartwell Industries like everyone else, nervous, eager, hungry to prove himself. But Marcus had a problem. He was average, not bad, not great, just invisible. And in a company where visibility meant everything, being invisible felt like drowning. So Marcus learned a different skill. He learned to watch, to listen, to position himself near brilliance, and then absorb it like a shadow swallowing light. It started small. A colleague's suggestion in a meeting that Marcus repeated louder with more confidence. A junior analyst's insight that Marcus presented to upper management as his own observation. Each time, he felt a surge of validation, recognition, power, and each time it got easier. By year 3, Marcus had perfected his system. He'd hovered near the talented ones. Sarah, the data analyst with a gift for finding patterns. Dev, the designer whose concepts always landed. Maya, the strategist who could read market shifts like weather. He'd ask them questions. Just picking your brain? He'd say with that easy smile. Then he'd take their answers into closed-door meetings with the executives and deliver them as his own conclusions. Sarah started noticing her reports being presented without credit. Dev saw his design concepts attributed to the team. Maya watched her strategies succeed under Marcus's name, but when they spoke up, Marcus had the perfect defense. We're all on the same team. Why does it matter who gets credit? Except it only mattered when the credit was his. Then came the Meridian Project, the biggest pitch in company history. 5 months of work. Winner take the vice president role. Marcus knew this was it, his coronation. He assembled what he called his dream team. Sarah, Dev, Maya, and 2 others. But really, he'd assembled his harvest. For 5 months, Marcus did what he did best. He took Sarah's financial models, Dev's presentation design, Maya's strategic framework. He stitched them together and practiced his delivery in front of his bathroom mirror. He was ready. The pitch was flawless. The clients loved it. The contract was signed. Marcus waited for the announcement. But here's what Marcus didn't know. Sarah, Dev, and Maya had been documenting everything. Every email, every original file, every time-stamped contribution. They'd been building a case for months, quietly, methodically. And they weren't doing it for revenge, they were doing it for survival. Because in a company that rewarded theft, honest work would die. The promotion announcement was scheduled for a Friday. Marcus wore his best suit. He had already rehearsed his humble acceptance speech. But when CEO Jennifer Hartwell stood at the podium, she didn't announce a vice president. She announced an investigation. Over the past month, she said, her voice measured and cold, we've received documented evidence of intellectual property theft and credit manipulation within our senior team. We take this seriously, very seriously. Marcus felt his stomach drop. Around the room, confused faces, but 3 people weren't confused. Sarah, Dev, Maya. They sat quietly, hands folded, faces neutral. The investigation took 2 weeks. They interviewed everyone, reviewed files, checked timestamps, compared drafts. The pattern was undeniable. Marcus tried to defend himself. We collaborate, he insisted. Ideas build on ideas. But the metadata didn't lie. Neither did the witnesses. The VP role went to Maya. She'd been the one to compile the evidence. Sarah was promoted to Director of Analytics. Dev became creative lead. Marcus was offered a choice: resign quietly or face formal termination proceedings. He took the resignation. Here's what nobody tells you about stealing credit. It's not just unethical, it's unsustainable. Because real success isn't about who speaks loudest in the meeting. It's about who solves the problem when nobody's watching. It's about the work that happens at 11 p.m. when you're the only one left. It's about the integrity that remains when there's no audience to applaud. Marcus thought he was building a career, but he was building a house of cards. And the thing about card houses, they don't collapse because of external pressure. They collapse because they were never built to stand. The people who do real work, they leave trails, documentation, patterns of consistency, a reputation built over years of showing up, delivering, and helping others rise. You can fake success for a season, maybe even a year, but you cannot fake a decade. Eventually, the foundation shows what it's made of. Sarah told me something afterward that I'll never forget. We didn't take Marcus down, we just made the truth visible, the system did the rest. Because here's the final truth, companies don't reward credit stealers in the long run. They might for a while when the theft is invisible, but organizations that survive are the ones that learn to see clearly, to measure what matters, to honor the people who build rather than the people who brand. Marcus is at a different company now. I heard he's doing well. Maybe he learned, maybe he didn't, but I know this. Sarah, Dev, and Maya are still at Hartwell. They're leading teams, mentoring juniors, building something real. And when those juniors ask them for advice, they'll always say the same thing. Do work that speaks for itself. Document your contributions, and never, ever underestimate the power of people who know what they built. The promotion didn't pass Marcus because of politics or luck or timing. It passed him because when the moment came to prove what he was made of, there was nothing there, just borrowed light in an empty room. Real success isn't about taking credit, it's about being worth crediting.